Welcome back inside Tarbell Pavilion, the home of the Swarthmore College Garnet. We have a very special guest, Conference Commissioner Portia Hoeg. Welcome to the broadcast booth. It's great to have you this evening.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, we're so excited again that you're here, that you came out to see this great action. And first question has to be, you've seen 60 minutes of basketball. Your thoughts so far?
It has been tremendously competitive. I mean, the crowd is electric. It's wonderful to see all these people supporting Centennial Conference basketball, and obviously kudos to these teams and how hard they've worked all during the regular season. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's nice to just get to sit back and enjoy it all, right?
No doubt about it. Yes, all the hard work kind of comes to a crux here, and it's great to see these teams going at it. So take us through, if you would, your road to becoming Centennial Conference Commissioner, replacing longtime Commissioner Steve Ulrich to retirement, and I know that the conference was left in great hands, but what was your journey to get here?
Absolutely. So I think my journey may have been a little bit unconventional. I actually was a student athlete, Division III student athlete in Texas at Trinity University, where I played basketball. I was a business major and kind of found this passion behind working in sports and athletics. So I worked at a few campuses. I took the campus route as an assistant AD at a few places, but most recently I was an athletic director at Allegheny College in Western PA.
Yep.
I'm also at Rhodes College. So when this position opened up, tremendous opportunity. Obviously, the reputation of the Centennial Conference, not only academically but athletically, is so well renowned. It was a place that I definitely saw myself at. So when it opened up, I definitely went all in on it and feel very fortunate to be now leading this great conference.
So what is different then about some of those prior roles where you're either with an individual school or kind of in a supporting role versus being the face of a conference like this?
Yeah, I think that the skill set is definitely transferable. There's a lot of the same aspects of running an athletic department to running a conference. You know, you need to be organized, you need to be able to communicate well verbally in written form. I think the difference is you're representing a group of 11 institutions in this case, 11 charter members. You have the opportunity to provide a vision for all of those institutions as well as all of those sports. You're a little bit more removed from the student athletes than being on a campus, but that's okay. You know, we find our way to interact with them in different ways, whether it's being here at championships or working with SAC. But I absolutely love being part of the conference office, working with such a great group of athletic directors and coaches, all of whom want to move the conference forward and continue to take it to new levels and new heights. So that's just a wonderful cause, and also all of the wonderful things they're doing off the field of play, right? Like those who are getting writing books and doing a ton of community service and the social activism. There's so many wonderful stories within our conference. We could probably do a whole broadcast on just that by itself.
Yeah, well, we'll ask you to pick one or two examples of things that you've seen across the conference that have made you proud, whether that's in between the lines or not.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one because I don't want to, call out one institution, but I will again say generically, just the way these student athletes pursue their academics, and they're so passionate about that, but they're also passionate about their sports. Also, what they're doing on the field of play. I mean, for Hopkins volleyball to go undefeated and win a national championship, for Muhlenberg football to go undefeated and make it all the way to the semifinals. What Swarthmore men's basketball is doing right now, being undefeated thus far, those are amazing feats on the field of play in Division III. But just knowing that civically, our student athletes are super responsible. We've been involved with some of their social activism, whether that's on campus or off campus, really trying to pursue justice and making sure that there's diversity and inclusion on their campuses, making sure that they have a breadth of people represented there, and that people of color have been represented well on those campuses. They're just doing wonderful things. There's the amount of service that they're doing, working with Special Olympics. There's a whole host of exciting things going on our campuses. So I'm very proud of everything that all of our institutions are doing.
That's great. We are here with Portia Hoeg, the Conference Commissioner here in the Centennial Conference. Now, Portia, I don't know if this is your first time to Tarbell Pavilion, but I'm guessing that it's one of your first times in an environment like this, in a championship environment. What do you think of the venue and the way the fans have showed out? and just generally the operation here?
The operation is top-notch. Fortunately, having been a part of our championships all year long, I found that our fans are extremely passionate about their chosen team. And I'm always happy to see the fans out. And that not only are we seeing our students out, but I also see the community members, and I see faculty and staff. I was at a basketball game at Dickinson, and I saw members of this public safety were there, faculty members, and that's really what Division III is about. I think the faculty and staff understand the students aren't just there to be students, they also have a deep passion for their sport, and there's room for both. That's the Division III philosophy. So to watch the people in the community and people on campus support that wholeheartedly is just an amazing thing to be a part of. A great atmosphere. Love seeing the stands packed. Love seeing the passion of our student fans, especially. It's been a blast.
That's great. Are there any long-term projects or things that the Centennial Conference is doing right now that you'd like the stakeholders out there that are watching to know about?
Sure. We want to continue to build on the strong foundation that we have. So we're actually undergoing a process of reviewing our mission, vision, and values and really solidifying who we are as a conference. I think in the future there could potentially be some marketing opportunities and branding opportunities. Maybe changing our logo might be on the table, but we're putting together a strategic plan. We really want to be intentional about who we are and what we're doing, and make sure that represents all of our institutions well, all of our passionate alumni, our alumni base, and just our fans. So I think in the next couple of years you'll see us slowly rolling out some things. Right now it's a lot of our language and our handbook, so it's not super sexy right now, but again, it's a foundation that we're building so that we can continue to take our league to the next level.
That's great. Well, that's good stuff, and you can follow the Centennial Conference on Twitter, Facebook, and all the different social media platforms and be apprised of your mission and as it kind of changes and grows. And so that should be a fun part. I'm excited to be a small part of what goes on here. Appreciate everything that you do. Now, before we go, what sport did you play in college?
I was actually a basketball player in college, yes.
Gotcha. So you enjoy the hardwood here, and you enjoy what you're seeing out there.
I do. I understand it more than probably some of the other sports, but I like to say all sports are like my children. I love them equally and unconditionally.
Well, there you go. Well, I'll tell you what, your kids are behaving themselves right now. There's been some good basketball out there. We'll let you get back to it here, but we really appreciate you spending some time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
A lot of fun. Portia Hoeg, the Centennial Conference Commissioner, with us here in the booth, and just a few minutes until we get underway in the second half. Thanks for being with us.